Hi, my name is Macaulay, and today we're going to be talking about tech support scams. Tech support scams are fraudulent schemes in which scammers pose as legitimate technical support representatives to trick victims into giving them money, personal information, or access to their devices. Now, these scams often exploit people's fear of technical issues or their lack of understanding about technology, and that's why they tend to disproportionately affect older adults. So these scams play out in a number of ways, but generally you get contacted by someone, like I said, claiming to be technical support. Say it's Geek Squad by Best Buy, and they contact you saying there's a problem with your device and they need to help you fix it. But in order to do so, they'll need you to give them information or pay them or give them access to your device. And then you're in trouble. So let's look at how these tech support scams happen. Let's explore a couple examples of them so you know what to look out for. And then we'll talk about how to protect yourself. So let's talk through the steps of a tech support scam. How does it usually play out? So step one is that the scammer will generally reach out to you either via email, text message, perhaps phone call, and they'll pretend to be a trusted company. Maybe Best Buy Geek Squad, right? Or an antivirus software company. Step two is that they'll claim that your device has been infected or that there's something wrong with it and that they are there to help you. But in order to do so, you either have to pay for the services, give them information like your credit card information or even your social insurance number. Step three, depending on the type of scam, they may get you to download some sort of software that they say will help you fix your problem. And it might turn out that the software is some sort of malware or spyware, so software that can spy on your device. Or they may get you to download some sort of remote sharing software, which allows them to see and control your screen under the guise that it will help you. But they may end up using that software to spy on your device. So step four, once they're in, they'll continue to scam you by stealing your information, potentially committing identity fraud, emptying your bank accounts, or even holding your data, files, or information ransom until you pay them. Now, what we just went over is an example of the sort of more common type of tech support scam and how it might play out. But there are different types of tech support scams. There are auto-renewal scams, fake antivirus software scams, misleading browser pop-ups, and bogus protection plan offers. So we're going to be going through these ones, talk a bit more in depth about how they tend to play out. So in auto-renewal scams, you'll get contacted by a scammer claiming to be, again, from a place like Best Buy or some sort of antivirus software, claiming that you have subscribed to some sort of service and that you owe or have been charged a bunch of money for that service, and that you need to cancel now if you don't want to pay that money. And then what will happen after that is the message will also include some sort of language around if this was a mistake, call us and we'll help you out. And so you call the number and they say, okay, great, we can refund your money. We just need your credit card number or your bank account number so we can refund the money. So again, this can play out in a couple of ways. Either they just take the financial information and run and use it, but this can also lead to something called a refund scam, where they do actually send you the money, but they overpay you, and then they ask you to pay them back the difference. But it turns out that the transfer they sent you actually never went through, and so you end up paying them back a bunch of money that they never actually paid you. Now, the antivirus scam is kind of the one we went through in those steps at the beginning, right? So you'll get contacted by some sort of official seeming person saying your device has been infected. And again, they'll go through those steps of either making you download some sort of malware or asking for your information so that they can help you. And then in the end, they either steal your information or download some sort of spyware onto your device to hold information ransom. So fake pop-up browsers, again, these will kind of play out a bit like the scam that we outlined in the steps at the beginning. But in this one, you'll be on the internet and you'll get a browser pop-up, right? So you may have seen these before. They pop up on your screen. You've won a prize, right? Except this one says that your device has been infected. In fact, your device has not been infected. This is just a pop-up they've put up to spook you. But on the pop-up, there might be a phone number. You've been infected, call this number for help. And then how the rest of it plays out is much like how the fake antivirus scam plays out, which we went through, which is, you'll call them, they'll say, yep, there's something wrong with your device, we can help you, give us your information, give us access to your device. Now, the final one to look at is bogus protection plan scams. So in this one, again, you'll get contacted by someone claiming to be from some sort of antivirus company, trying to sell you some sort of antivirus software, telling you need it to keep your device safe, that it's really great software, and then you buy it, and they've sold you nothing. It's a lemon. There's actually no software that they've sold you. It is just maybe an empty file. It may even be malicious. So the important thing with this one is whenever you buy any sort of antivirus software, make sure you do your due diligence. Research the companies before you download it. And if you're downloading a antivirus software where the antivirus software company reached out to you first, that's a red flag. All right, so now that we've gone over some of the common tech support scams, let's talk about how you can protect yourself. So first of all, do not respond to unsolicited messages or phone calls. You always want to make sure that you install legitimate antivirus software on your computer. So when you install antivirus software, make sure that you are Googling the companies ahead of time, reading reviews, and then downloading their software from their official website or else your device's app store. Never click on links in suspicious emails. And if you get an email and you're not so sure about it, hover your mouse over the URL to see where it's taking you. Do not supply passwords, two-factor authentication codes, or other sensitive information. Learn to recognize the signs of a phishing email. And you can learn more about that in our video on phishing. But regardless of scams we encounter online, so many of them use a method called phishing. So they may spin different narratives, tech support being one of them, but they'll follow the same tactics. So if you get really good at recognizing those tactics, you'll be able to protect yourself against all sorts of scams. Always double check phone numbers. Make sure you're only using the numbers listed. So if someone's calling you and they say they're from Geek Squad, go to Google what the number is. If it's not that number, don't pick up. And lastly, consider signing up for credit monitoring. These services can scan your bank accounts and other financial accounts for signs of fraud. So even if you do get caught up in something, you'll at least have some kind of knowledge or protection against it. All right, if you have any more questions about this topic, you can always call Cyber Seniors toll-free at 844-217-3057 or visit us online at cyberseniors.org.